For almost 20 years, a mother wept and prayed over a son who mocked everything she believed, followed him across an entire sea, and refused to give up on him even after losing hope again and again. Today, August 27th, the Church celebrates Saint Monica, who was born around the year 331 in Tagaste, in present-day Algeria, into a Christian family, and who died on this very day in the year 387, in Ostia, Italy, at about 56 years old. Married young, in an arrangement made by her family, to Patricius, a pagan official with a difficult temper and unfaithful ways, Monica endured a turbulent marriage for years with patience and constant prayer, and she eventually saw her own husband convert to Christianity shortly before his death, along with her mother-in-law, who had once opposed her faith inside their own household. But Monica is remembered above all for her relentless dedication to the conversion of her eldest son, Augustine, a brilliant but wayward young man who fell into a life of excess, embraced the Manichaean heresy, and resisted every appeal his mother made to him. When he sailed for Milan, Italy, Monica crossed the Mediterranean alone to follow him there, and she kept pleading and praying through nearly 2 decades of disappointment. In 387, she finally witnessed Augustine's full conversion to Christianity, guided by Bishop Ambrose of Milan, and she died only months later in Ostia, as the two of them prepared to sail home together, a farewell Augustine himself described with deep emotion in his Confessions. Monica is venerated today as the patron saint of Christian mothers, of wives enduring difficult marriages, and of anyone who keeps praying for a loved one who has drifted from the faith, and her life teaches that love that refuses to stop praying can outlast even the longest despair. On this same day, in a very different part of the world, a violent gang leader who once terrorized the desert would end his life refusing even to raise a hand to defend himself. This is Saint Moses the Ethiopian, also known as Moses the Black, who was born around the year 330 in Egypt or Ethiopia, the son of enslaved Africans, and who died near Alexandria, Egypt, with his feast kept on either August 27th or 28th depending on the calendar followed. Before his conversion, Moses led a band of robbers and murderers who terrorized the Egyptian desert, a man ancient sources describe as physically imposing and dangerously violent, who had already been dismissed once from domestic service for criminal behavior before rising to lead his own gang of highwaymen. Fleeing from the authorities, he sought refuge among a community of desert monks, and something about their life of silence, prayer, and discipline struck him so deeply that he abandoned his old life of crime entirely, converted to Christianity, and embraced monastic life himself. Ordained a priest later in life, Moses became a respected spiritual father to fellow monks in the desert of Cetus, in Egypt, and he preached non-violence and forgiveness with a conviction few could match, because he had lived the alternative himself. That conviction was tested to the very end. When a band of invading raiders attacked his monastery, Moses refused to fight back or flee, choosing to accept his own death rather than break the vow of non-violence he had built his new life around. He is venerated today as the patron of non-violence, and his story is honored with special devotion among African and African-descended Christian communities around the world, and his life teaches that no past, however violent, is ever too far gone for grace to completely remake it. Centuries later, and hundreds of miles to the north, another man devoted decades of his life to holding a crumbling world together through the Church, one sermon at a time. This is Saint Caesarius of Arles, who was born around the year 470 in Cabellonum, present-day Chalon-sur-Saône, in Roman Gaul, and who died on this same August 27th, in the year 542, in Arles, in what is now southern France, at about 72 years old. He entered monastic life young at the monastery of Lérins, an island off the Mediterranean coast then famous as a center of spiritual and intellectual formation, before being appointed Bishop of Arles in 502, a position he held for 4 remarkable decades through one of the most unstable periods in the region's history, as a collapsing Roman authority gave way to competing Germanic kingdoms, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, and the Franks, all contesting control of Arles during his time as bishop. Caesarius became known as an extraordinarily prolific and accessible preacher, deliberately shaping his language so ordinary, less educated congregations could understand him, and he presided over major church councils, including the Council of Orange in 529, which condemned semi-Pelagian teachings and reaffirmed core Catholic doctrine on divine grace, a decision that would shape Western theology for centuries afterward. He also founded in Alls one of the earliest strictly cloistered women's monasteries on record in the Western monastic tradition, writing its rule of life himself for a community led by his own sister, Caesarea. Recognized as one of the most influential bishops of 6th century Gaul, Caesarius helped lay the foundation for how the church in the Frankish lands would be organized for generations to come. And with that, we close today's 3 saints. If any of these lives moved you, follow Saint of the Day, like this video, and comment asking the intercession of Saint Monica, Saint Moses the Ethiopian, or Saint Caesarius of Alls for someone you love, because every like, comment, and share like that truly is a small act of evangelization. Most of all, share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, the complete prayer to each of them is right here in the video description.